These are the deck clamps, and they've been in this hot water here for a half hour now, and I'm going to take them and bend them around the bow right here, because there's no way I can make that bend if these were not first soaked in water. So let's try this and see how we can get this to work. Okay, now I'm going to start back here, and I'm going to bend this and hold it with a clamp. Alright, you can see the bend starting, so I'm going to keep going here. So far so good. Another clamp. Alright, now for the tough part. I'm going to want to bend it. Will it broke. Alright, that's it. It comes off. See, didn't work. So after 2 more tries with trying to bend this and it breaking on me, we're going to now resort to the hot iron method. So let's zoom in here and use this method. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just set this on here and work it back and forth until I could work a bend into it. And what is happening, this hot iron is actually causing the moisture in here to steam. So I'm really kind of steam bending this. I don't know if you could, no, you can't see the steam rising off of it. Okay, so this seems to be working so far. Okay. Take it easy, just a little bit at a time. Okay, and it's drying the wood out really fast. So you can see it is actually starting to bend it. Okay, so let's put it back in the water. Let's work on the second one now. And just slowly work it back and forth. Okay, see, it's starting to bend already. Try it this way. Okay, it's bending it. I don't want to slip and touch that. Okay, it's bending. And we're going to keep going until I see it starting to dry out. Then I'll re-wet it. Okay, it's bending. Let's go back to this one. See, once you've heat bent it, it pretty much stays. It doesn't spring back. Okay. It's bending. Okay. So now I got it wedged between the table. And that works pretty good. Okay, it's taking a bend. I'm going to put it back in the water. Go back to this one. And bend. Okay, it's taking a bend. This is a slow process here, because too much pressure and you'll just snap it. Okay, slowly but surely it is bending. Okay, it's twisting too, but I could take it and twist it. Alright, put it back in the water. Let's go back to this one. And I'm just going back and forth and back and forth and bending it. I'm not going to give it its final bend. I'm just kind of trying to put a bend in it, and hopefully the last of the bend I can do in the hull, so I could conform it to the hull. Okay, I'm just going to do it by hand now, like that. Okay, you see? Now I got a decent bend. I'm going to do this one. First of all, I'm going to try to do it by hand a little bit. Okay, I'm still bending. Okay, now this thing is getting hot. So, it's also beginning to move on me. Okay, there we go. The hotter it gets, now it's really steaming, and it's really bending a lot easier. Okay. Pretty good. Back in the water with it. Let's do this one. Okay, it's bending pretty good. Alright. Not a bad bend. Okay. Now, let's stop there and see if we can bend it in the hull. Okay, let's make an attempt and see if we could bend this now in the hull. Okay, start back here. Do the same thing. Let's clamp it. Okay, so far so good. Now, it's right in here. See this spot? Right here? This is the hard bend right there. So let's see if we can't pull that. Okay. Actually, it bent. Alright, let's clamp it. So actually, pre-bending it helped it a lot. Okay, let's work our way around here to the front. We got it. It worked. It's bent. I don't know if we can see that in there. See? We got the bend now. So let's let that set up, and then we'll do the other side. Alrighty. See this one too. See, I could take it and just see it now. It's very flexible. It's As a matter of fact, I think what I'm going to do is, seeing that it is so flexible, I'm going to go ahead and do this side too. Okay, clamp. Alright, wow, this side, I don't know if we can see this in here, but this side, let's try to zoom in, okay. This side is clamping real, look at that, how easy that bent in there. You see, so let's just clamp it, and then we'll let both of these sides dry. Because once they set, they might spring back a little bit, but not much. Beautiful, beautiful. There we go. Yes, we've got it. Okay, here, let's take a peek. See them in there? So let's let that dry up. Then we'll come back to it. Okay, let's pull these clamps off here. Okay, now see? It retained its curved shape. So now we can go ahead and put our little cardboard pieces back in here, and then we're going to glue our clamp along the side of our hull. Okay, installing this deck clamp, I first of all have my jig sitting on my blocks of wood here, which gives me the height from the bottom of the keel to the height of the bottom of my deck clamp, which is right here. Okay, now I started at the bow, and I have this little wedge of wood which is wedged under the jig and at the top of the clamp right here. Okay, these two big C clamps are pulling the deck clamp even with the flush against the bow timbers. Okay, the clamp is sitting on the top of each one of these cardboard height indicators right here, and I'm using all of these spring clamps all along the clamp here to pull it to the side of the hull. And back here at the stern, this clamp is holding my deck clamp at the correct height, while this clamp and this clamp are holding it tight against the side of the hull. So it's been glued in there, and now we're going to just leave it set up.